morning, everyone. Today we have to start from, I think we did this, the rotten carcass of a bud. These are the important keywords you will have to remember then. Rotten carcass of a bud. These phrases are important. Please mark them. Right? You will use these things. With colors painted their foul ends. If you are giving a description, this whole thing is important. Right? Because he's describing the type of vote, especially in reference to context questions, they can ask you. Not trig, not sale, not the very rare rats instinctively have quitted. So all these things are important, right? Because he is giving a description. I told you the meaning of did us both loving wrong. What is the meaning of this? Did us both loving wrong? Means though this sea, the waves of the sea and the wind, they were trying to understand our problem. They were sympathizing with us. Right? They were trying to share our pain, our sorrow, but still, what they were trying to do? They were trying to drown us. Right? The storm and the roaring waves of the sea were trying to engulf us. So, did us, this is the meaning of did us loving wrong. We have to start from here. Alack, what trouble was I then to you? So, Miranda is just pondering and thinking that, alas, what trouble I must have been to you. I must have caused a lot of trouble to you because as it is, you were facing a crisis. You were in a very difficult situation. And then on top of it, I was a small baby. So you had to take care of me also. So it would definitely have been a very problematic situation for you. Prospero says that, oh, a cherubim, that thou wasn't that did preserve thee. Thou didst smile, infused with the fortitude from heaven. When I have decked the sea with drops full salt. Now Prospero says that no, you are wrong, Miranda. My dear daughter, you are wrong. Whatever you are saying is not the truth. You were like an angel to me. Your presence was the only thing that made me happy. Your presence filled me with courage. Thou wast that preserved me. You were the only reason why I was saved and why I was struggling to save my life. Why? Because I had an objective. I had to take care of you. I couldn't let you drown like this. Right? I loved you. So because of you, I tried my level best. Because of you, I was struggling constantly. Thou wast that did preserve me. So you were the reason who actually saved me. Thou did smile. So you smiled at me, and your smile, what did it do? What was the impact or an influence of your smile? It infused with a fortitude from heaven. It filled me with some kind of a strange courage from heaven. I felt that I am getting some courage, some strength I am getting from heaven the moment I looked at your smiling face. When I have decked the sea with drops full salt. Decked the sea with drops full salt. The meaning of drops full salt here is tears. When I had cried enough, right? When I was in pain, when I was not able to understand what to do, then your smile was the only thing which filled me with hope and courage. Under my burden grew. So then after facing all these difficulties, I was crying and I decorated the sea with my tears. I was crying and my tears were falling on the sea. So that is the meaning of when I have decked. Deck means to decorate something, to adorn something. So when I decked the sea with drops full salt, when I have decorated the sea with my tears, under my burden groan. And when I was groaning under this burden, when I was in so much pain, when I was suffering so much that I was groaning, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue. So it was your presence, it was your smile which motivated me, which encouraged me, which raised my spirits to bear up against what should ensue. So it gave me the courage to face whatever was coming, whatever misfortune was there in store for me. It filled me, your smile and your presence filled me with courage and motivation to face all those problems. Miranda, how came we ashore? So now Miranda wants to know. Fine, we were left to die in the sea. Then how did we landed on upon this island? This is what Miranda wants to know. Prospero says, by providence divine. By providence, when divine means by the grace of God. It was God's grace that we were saved. It was the mercy of God that we came upon this island. And the other thing was some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo. Who is a Neapolitan? The people of Naples and the language of Naples also. Neapolitan are the people of Naples. Here it's a reference to Gonzalo because Gonzalo belonged to Naples. Who was Gonzalo? Who can tell me? Aditi. Who was Gonzalo?
Mom, he was an honest counselor.
Yes, he was a counselor. And you have already come across this character in scene 1. What else can you tell me about Gonzalo? We discussed few character traits of Gonzalo in scene 1. Amit.
Ma'am, Gonzalo was his father.
Who?
No, sorry. Gonzalo. Yes, ma'am, Gonzalo was his father.
Thanks for telling me. I was
Was
not
her
aware
father.
of this one. Aishani Mishra.
Mom, Gonzalo was an honest old counselor.
Yes, he was the counselor, the court of King Alonso. He was an old, wise man. His wisdom, we are acquainted of his wisdom in Act 1, Scene 1, right? That he is very calm and composed in a very in such a problematic and a chaotic situation also, right? When the ship was about to sink, when everyone was screaming, shouting, howling, then also he dealt with the situation in a very calm manner, right? So another character trait of Gonzalo we'll come to know in these lines. Some food we had and some fresh water. So Prospero says, Miranda asks, how came we ashore? Means how did we come to this island? Prospero says, by providence divine. That is, the first reason was that we were saved by the mercy of God, by the grace of God. And then there was something else which helped in saving our lives. And what was it? Some food we had and some fresh water. That the noble Neapolitan, that good Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his charity, out of his kindness, right? He kept some food and some fresh water in the boat, right? That useless, disgusting boat, which was good for nothing. In that boat, Gonzalo kept some food and some fresh water. A noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his charity, because he felt pity on Prospero and his daughter, and so he kept something to eat and some fresh water, who being then appointed master of the design, because he was the master of this entire plot, this entire conspiracy, right? He was the in charge of all these things. So what he did, he managed to keep some food, some water, because he was appointed as the in charge of this entire plan, this entire plot. Did give us with rich garments. What else he kept? These are the important things. Please, you need to remember. They can ask you in the short answer questions. Some food, some fresh water. Then here, rich garments, linen, stuff, and necessaries which since have. These are the important things which he kept. And then the other thing which he kept was the books, right? So they can ask you like, how did Gonzalo help? Or they can ask you, how were Prospero and Miranda saved? So then you will have to mention both the things. The first reason which Prospero gives was by providence divine, that is the grace of God. And then other things which helped him in saving his life were food, fresh water, some garments also he kept, linens, stuffs and necessaries, and other necessary items were kept in that boat. Other essentials were kept in that boat for Prospero, which since have stated much. Means, so these items which were provided by Gonzalo, they have helped us a lot since that time, as of his gentleness, knowing I love books. And not only this, he didn't provide Prospero only with food, fresh water, garments, clothing, and other necessary items. He helped him in another manner also. What did he do? He, out of his gentleness, out of his kindness, what did he do? Knowing I love my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my tutor. He provided him the most essential thing, that is his books, because Prospero loved his books more than his dukedom. He valued his books. Volumes means books. So I prize above my dukedom, which were more important to him than his dukedom, which were more valuable to him than his dukedom. So those books, those important books, were also kept by Gonzalo in the boat. Right? So please make a note of the things which were kept by Gonzalo in the boat. Any problem, Talia?
Ma'am, the things which Gonzalo gave to Prospero, ma'am, those things, how can they last for 13 years? Why don't they finish up?
Food and
And
fresh
if they are
water won't
finished,
last, but like garments and all, they can last.
and ma'am,
Right?
from where,
Anywhere.
and ma'am, they were on island, how they were getting water and all, from where they were getting.
They were making their own clothes. And Prospero, don't forget that Prospero is a magician.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, ma'am.
They
Thank you.
made he can make arrangements for the necessary goods. He always has a servant like Ariel at his beck and call. We have not yet been introduced to Ariel. Ariel will come later on. So Ariel is the spirit, the prime spirit of Prospero, and it will help him in several ways. Right? He's a magician, but he kept. This is what Gonzalo thought, that he will need these things. Food, obviously, he would need. Fresh water, he would need water to drink, to live. And then these rich garments, these essential things were provided for the time being. So that if he is able to save his life, he can at least make arrangements for his future. But books were the most important thing kept by Gonzalo in the boat, because without books, Prospero would have not been able to continue with his magic. Right? So, books were perhaps the most important thing for Prospero. Okay. Anything else? Now Miranda says, would I might but ever see that man. How I wish that I might get a chance to meet this man. I have a very strong desire to meet this man. Who is this man here? Who is that man here? She's talking about
Gonzalo.
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 Yes, because she wants to express her gratitude to Gonzalo for saving their lives, for saving her life and the life of her father. So that is why she says, would I might but ever see that man. Means how I wish that at least once I should get a chance to meet this. Again, something went wrong with this. Okay. So Prospero says, now I arise. Means now it's time for me to get up. Enough of storytelling. Now I've told you whatever was important. Resumes his mantle. Resumes his mantle means he takes his gown. You remember the gown which he kept aside when he started talking to Miranda. Right? Now he wears that gown again. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. So he instructs Miranda that you are supposed to sit still. Don't move right now. Because the last part of our suffering, as far as the suffering in the sea is concerned, you need to Still pay attention to the last part. The story is not yet over. There is something else which you need to be told. So sit still, sit patiently for some more time. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princes. So Prospero says that I came on this island along with you. We finally reached this island after a lot of suffering, after facing a lot of difficulties and troubles. We somehow managed to reach this island. And on this island, I have been your school teacher. I am the one who has taught you everything, because Miranda was very young at that time. So the only person who was there on the island except Miranda was Prospero, her father. So he is the only one who must have taught her everything. So he says that I was thy school teacher. I was your school teacher. And I proved myself to be a better teacher than the ones who are there in the palaces for princes. Right? So I proved myself to be a better teacher. How? That has been explained by Prospero. Made the more profit. So because I was the one who was teaching you, so you profited more than other princes can. So in comparison to the other princesses who are living in the palaces, you were at an advantage, right? You were better educated. Why? Because the first thing was that I was teaching you. And the second thing was that the other prince and princesses who live in palaces, they have more time for other things to do. But you didn't have anything else to do. You didn't have any other source of entertainment on this island. So you could devote more time to your study, right? More time to your learning and education. This is what he says. Made the more profit than other princes can that have more time for vain hours. For vain hours means for idle occupations, for other kinds of useless occupations, and for other kinds of distractions which are there in the palaces. Those things were not available on this island. So you could concentrate more on your studies and learning. And tutors not so careful. And the other reason is that the tutors which are there for the prince and princesses in the palace, they are not so careful. They are like paid for their job. So why will they take any kind of personal interest? But I, being your father, I was not earning anything from it. I was not teaching you for money. I was not teaching you for profit. I was teaching you out of my love for you, because I am your father. So obviously I was a more sincere teacher than any other teacher who would have been hired in the palace. Miranda, heavens thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising this feast. So Miranda says that may God bless you for this. May God bless you for teaching me everything you taught. You taught. But still, she says, but still there is something which is beating in my mind, which is like troubling me a lot. I want to ask you something. Your reason for raising this storm. So I still didn't understand. Fine, these atrocities were inflicted upon us by our uncle. We were in the sea, then we somehow managed to reach this island. All these things are fine, I've understood. But still, my mind is troubled and I'm not able to figure out what was the reason for raising this sea storm. Why did you raise this storm? So how Prospero answers her question? No, thus far, far from. So Prospero says, now you must know this much only. You need not go into the details. The only thing which should be known by you is that by accident most strange bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. So Prospero says, you are supposed to know only this much, that by some strange accident of fate, bountiful fortune means the god of destiny, the god of your fate, the goddess of your fate, the goddess of your destiny. Now, my dear lady, because she is being referred to as a dear lady, right? So bountiful means generous. So the generous lady of fate, the generous goddess of fate, what has she done? She, by some strange accident, right? Some mysterious accident, what happened? Had my enemies brought to this shore. What has fate done? Brought my enemies near this shore, right? My enemies, they were crossing this island. They were near this island. So this was something, some kind of an strange accident of fate that they happened to cross this place, this island, brought to this shore, and by my prescience, I find my zenith that depend upon a most auspicious star. And by using my prescience, what is prescience? Prescience is that the future knowledge, because you know Prospero was a magician and he was a very knowledgeable person. He had the knowledge of all the occult sciences and the liberal arts. So he said that through my prescience, that is through my future knowledge, because I have the ability to read future and I can calculate the future. I can calculate and predict the future. So these things have enabled me to understand that I find my zenith that depend upon the most auspicious star, because I have seen the most auspicious star, and that my zenith means the summit, that I will rise to great height because there is some star in the sky, the presence of some particular star and the position of the stars in the sky. They have enabled me to understand. I have calculated my future using my knowledge of astrology. I have calculated my future, and I am aware of this fact that I may rise to the zenith, that is to the highest point in my life. Means the time which is about to come is really very good for me. That depend upon the most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I quote not but omit, if I don't follow and omit, if I neglect, if I don't obey the instructions of that auspicious star and neglect this opportunity, then what may happen? My fortunes will ever after do. Then I may face the greatest downfall of my life. If I follow the star, if I follow the signals which I can understand through my calculations, right? If I follow everything which is being predicted by my future, by the presence of that auspicious star, if I'm ready to follow those things, then I might rise to the zenith in my life. That is, I might go to the extreme position, the greatest height in my life. And if I omit it, it means that if I neglect it, if I neglect those predictions, then my future will ever after do. Means then I might go to the lowest point in my life. Here, sees more questions. So then he instructs Miranda that now you are not supposed to ask any more questions. Enough of this question answer session. I'm not going to answer any of your queries further. Thou art inclined to sleep. And it says to Miranda that now you are about to sleep. Just a good dullness. So this dullness here means sleepiness. So he is using his magic to make Miranda fall asleep. He says, now you are feeling sleepy. It is a very good sleepiness. Give it way. Please don't restrict it. Please allow it. Please submit to it. I know thou canst not choose. I know that you cannot choose, even if you'll choose anything against it. Even if you will force yourself to stay awake, still you cannot do it. You will have to submit to this sleepiness. You don't have an option. So fall asleep, Miranda. And then Miranda sleeps. So we'll stop here.